Welcome to another episode of the Better You Leadership Podcast. My name is Angela M. Odom. I am your host, also the founder of the Better You Project, the founder of the Better You Project brand. And I teach women how to lead themselves and others and how to manage processes. Today's topic, oh my goodness, I'm so excited about today's topic. The question really is all about mindset, the way we view the world, the way we walk through the world, the way we manage ourselves, and the way we teach people how to treat us. That's what we're talking about today. And my question is, how often do you shorten your stride? Shorten your stride, as in you're walking. This is physically and metaphorically, like figuratively. Do you shorten your stride when you're walking with other people, when you're coming face to face with other people? Do you shorten your stride? And this relates to really our conflict resolution style. Good morning, Carrie. It relates to our leadership style. It relates to how we just show up and where our confidence, or the way we see ourselves and how we want to support and take care of others. And so I have been traveling this last couple of weeks and just becoming much more aware of my stride. I'm telling you what, I understand at this point that I am accommodating to a fault. I am accommodating when we talk about wanting to be a team player, wanting to connect with others. I am accommodating, collaborating, and also I compete a little bit. That's what I'm very aware of, taking, just taking it all in. So that's what we're talking about today. I just want you to answer the question: are you accommodating to a fault? How often do you shorten your stride? If you're walking, and when we were in the army, when I was in the army, you would hear, if you were marching in a group, a team, you would hear nine to the front, six to the rear, meaning as you are moving your arms and you are marching, nine to the front, six to the rear, as in how your stride would be. And then, of course, if you are running in formation together as a team, then, of course, the pace person up front would manage how fast the entire group would go. And then some people would fall out, right? And so, just to think about this, so I am currently in Colorado Springs, and we drove up to Pikes Peak. Drove up, to Pikes Peak, winding roads, no shoulders, some drop off points, very steep. And, then there were, as we were going up the mountain, it's 14,000 feet in the air, elevation, I'm talking about high. And there were cars coming down as we were going up. Two-lane roads, right? Um, Exciting and terrifying at the same time. But just to think about that, get that picture in your head. And so if you're in the right lane, everybody's driving in the right lane, and there's a drop off, and the person that's coming towards you is not moving over. You know what I'm saying? So should you slow down? In that point, I did. I stopped on some of those points. I stopped the car. Right, I'm talking about the stride, talking about mindset, talking about safety, talking about environment, talking about how to walk in life. Right, and then here in this hotel, I noticed. I'm just giving you some examples of shortening my stride and the reason for that. Right, shortening my stride. So getting on and off the elevator, getting on and off the elevator. So I noticed also I'm becoming much more aware of how accommodating I am. And so I started noticing that, so I'm going onto the elevator. This morning there was a man. I'm a woman of a certain age. He was a man of a certain age. He didn't shorten his stride. He just bolted off of that elevator. And I was just, and I moved to the side, and I heard myself say, "Excuse me, It wasn't me to say excuse me. He was bolting in front of me, right? But I was like, oh, look at that. I did that again. I moved to the side. I remember when I was in college at the University of Southern Mississippi, and people would be walking on the sidewalks. And once I had a friend with me who I still am friends with today. We were, so I was probably what, 19 years old, 20, probably 19 or 20. And I got all the way off of the sidewalk, right? And the other people, nobody moved but me. Think about that. Nobody moved but me. So why did I move, right? Because I was accommodating, because I'm like, no big deal. Let me just move out the way and go around. And my friend said to me, don't you ever do that again. I was like, what did I do? She was like, you see, she didn't move for you. The next time you don't move for her. It was so crazy at that point. I did not move again, and I would bumping into people, bumping into the shoulders, bumping in, and then I would question that. Well, why didn't they move over? Because in their mind, they didn't have to. It was their space, right? So the question today is, how often do you shorten your stride, physically and metaphorically, for others, right? And so that it's nothing wrong or right about it. It's nothing wrong or right about it, because at the same time, I still have my own destination, my own journey, those types of things. I'm still getting what I need to get done. However, what's up with that, right? So when I think about the conflict management style, our conflict management style, just think about that for a minute, and we're looking at whether or not we are competing, in general, as we have conflicts with other people. Are we competing? Are we collaborating? Are we avoiding? Are we accommodating? Are we compromising? Compromising really means that both people lose a little bit, you give a little bit, to get the entire whatever task or team event that you are working on, you get that done. Compromising. And then competing means really that one person wins and the other people lose, win lose situation. And you're looking at this in the terms of whether you're being assertive or passive, and then cooperative or not, right? And so on that high scale of being assertive and not cooperative, that's what competing would be. And then the other part of that would be assertive and cooperative. That's where really collaborating would be. And then accommodating, you're really giving the other person, the win, if it was, looking at a win-lose situation. And then for, of course, avoiding, that is that you're being passive and uncooperative, because you basically opt out of the decision making, right? And so for me, what I know is that I am accommodating, compromising, and I collaborate, and I compete also. I don't avoid a lot, but I think it is interesting for us to understand how we show up and whether we're invested in the fight, right? Where we're invested in, I don't mean fight like physically fighting, I mean fighting for what you want, fighting for what your team needs. And so I'm just bringing that up to you, and I want to, again, ask the question: do you shorten your stride, physically or metaphorically, for others? Often. Do you do that often? And so, in a crowd of people yesterday, we were up at the top of Pikes Peak, 14,511 feet up in the air, elevation, head hurt, not hydrated well, and just not feeling good because I didn't do that right. I wasn't drinking a lot of water. Um, and I noticed like crowds of people. For whatever reason, I started to think about not shortening my stride, because I was trying to get back to the shuttle bus. We drove. Um, you could drive around and around up the mountain till about 12,500 feet. And that 3.5 miles, they put you on the shuttle because it's actually dangerous. It was snowing at the top, right? It was raining at the bottom, hail, little hail. Um, and then as we progressed, the weather is just beautiful. Of course, the air was thin. But anyway, that's an aside. So when it's time to get back on that bus, the shuttle bus just keeps running. They just keep coming back, keep running. And so people were coming towards me, my group, And I did not shorten my stride. I'm telling you that. And I bumped some people on the shoulder. Didn't care. I was invested in getting back on that bus, right? Because I was like, oh my goodness, I feel a little lightheaded. And so I just started to think, like, when do I shorten my stride, or when am I more accommodating and less accommodating? And so, what does this look like in your work environment, in your environment with your family? What is it you're actually invested in, and when is it you're just going to go all in and not um, give in to the other person's needs or interests? And this is what I've decided to do, right? And this is about self awareness. It was when I'm invested, then guess what? I'm going to go all in, but I'm pretty comfortable in being accommodating. I'm pretty comfortable in being a collaborator. I'm pretty comfortable in, working with others to compromise. I don't mind doing that. I don't mind losing, if it was lose lose so that everybody gets more, we all can achieve together. I love that. I love it. And then, of course, sometimes I just like to compete. So when you talk about being assertive and cooperative, or passive and uncooperative, I don't think it's a right and a wrong to that. I think it is a matter of what, how you want to show up and how you want to get things done. So that's my whole that's my whole conversation with you today, is to know, and I use the term, shortening your stride, as in walking. And so let's just move that over to your work environment. You are leading a team of intelligent, vibrant people who are invested in the outcome, the results of the organization, right? They're invested. And so, should you be accommodating? Should you shorten your stride? Well, yeah. In some cases, yes. However, you need to know your own situation, have situational awareness, self awareness, right? How you show up. You don't want to be someone that another person walks over, talks over. You don't want to be that person, but at the same time, just sit back and listen and watch. How do people talk about you when you're not in the room? I know what's said about me. I know what's said about me when I'm not in the room, for the most part. I believe that I'm respected, admired, loved, and adored. I believe that I am a team. I believe that people are, say that I'm a good team member, right? I'm a good leader. I'm an effective leader. I already know that, right? And so for me, my style, my leadership style, and my conflict resolution style, because I have, as I've gotten older and more experienced, I know it's better for me to listen more than I talk, right? And so you need to know where you stand and how you show up. And so let's just go, take that to just something else. Hey Mo, how you doing? Good morning. Let's take that to another step altogether, right? Um, so I just wrote a children's book. And why is that? Because I don't need anybody's permission. I don't need anybody's permission. The book was released last Thursday on the 24th of June. I had some hiccups along the way with formatting and some other things. And guess what? It worked itself out. I mean, it worked itself out. I don't mind falling on my face and then, getting back up, making progress. And so, what does that look like when you are doing things and you hear chatter from other people? I hear chatter from other people like, my God, how are you doing all these things? Why are you doing all these things? I'm doing them because I want to, because I can, because it's going to help other people, because I'm not shortening my stride to make you feel better about yourself, right? That's what I'm saying. So, okay, Mo, you said you received yours yesterday. Well, I will contact you and get some feedback. I appreciate your support. Thank you. And Carrie, Carrie Fox is amazing. I really do appreciate your early feedback and then helping me get back on track. So the bottom line is what I'm telling you is to know whether or not, or how often, I believe we all do it, right? We shorten your stride whether it is physically or metaphorically for others. Meaning, how accommodating are you? Are you accommodating to a fault? Are you competing to a fault? Are you collaborating to a fault? Are you avoiding to a fault? Are you compromising to a fault? I think it takes all of these different types of conflict management styles, right? You use them when it's necessary and when it's appropriate. But the most important thing is to know how you show up. That's what's most important, is to know how you show up, right? And oh, by the way, have your own goals. And so for me, right, for the Better You community, it is all about showing up for yourself first, and then serving others from the overflow. And also making sure that when someone is requesting your time, your effort, your energy, your resources, that you respond with a full body yes, or either a complete no, right? That is about your time, and it is about what's your energy and efforts. L, by the way, um, when you decide to do something, I'm just going to tell you, you don't need anyone's permission. You don't need anybody's permission. Oh, by the way, when I'm writing anything, the first draft sucks. I'm telling you that. And then you get better and you get better and you get better, because you're going to get feedback. You're going to get more resources. You are going to, write it and make it better. You're going to ask for help. You're going to do all these things. And so do not shorten your stride unless that's what you intend to do, right? Okay, so let's wrap this thing up. Let's wrap this episode up. So the first thing is self-awareness always, right? Be aware of how you show up. Understand your conflict management style. Understand your goals. Know what it is you want. That's what I'm saying. Know what you want. Don't shorten your stride physically or metaphorically for anyone unless it is appropriate and necessary for you. Unless you're comfortable in it. I'm very comfortable in it. I'm very comfortable in saying thank you and please. I'm very comfortable in saying excuse me. Oh, I apologize. I'm very comfortable in that. And then, oh, by the way, I am also equally comfortable in, if I'm walking towards someone, I'm very comfortable in bamming right in front of them. Boom, boom, boom. I'm very comfortable with that also. I'm very comfortable with conflict as well as collaborating. I'm very comfortable with that. I'm very comfortable with compromising, negotiating. I'm very comfortable in that because I'm clear on what I want my end result to be. And you don't have to fail or mess up for me to succeed. I don't have to beat you down. I don't have to talk bad about you. I don't have to do any of those things for me to win. We can all win, right? We can all win. All right. Well, there you go. So my name is Angela Odom, and I am the host of the Better You Leadership Podcast, the founder of the Better You project, the brand itself. And I teach women how to lead themselves and others and how to manage processes. And so in this episode today, what we talked about is about leading yourself, right? Leading yourself. So it's also about managing processes. And so go back, pick some of those nuggets out and use them for you to win and for others to win, others to succeed. Oh, by the way, make sure you go to Amazon and get your copy of Gollum's Magical Gamers, my brand new children's book. It is really getting good feedback from my nieces and nephews, which is the reason that's the group I wrote it for. It's from 9 to 12-year-old children, and so I just submitted the audio book format, and so it's up for review within the next 10 days. It should be ready. So right now the ebook format is on Amazon and looks amazing. Initially it did not. Looks amazing on ebook. The paperback version is looking amazing. Also, initially it did not, and now the audio book is coming. And so the next thing I'll be working on is the animated video for the book, which means that parents, loved ones, grandparents, uncles, aunts, godparents, nice ladies, nice men, whatever, great uncles, all those things can say, here, baby, just push the button, click, and then the video will be animated and you'll hear the audio and they'll see the pictures. It'll be engaging to them. And I think more important than any of that, I think it'll be a great opportunity for the adult to engage in the conversation on the topic of conflict, self doubt, and depression, right? So it gives you an opening to start talking about those things in this era that we're in for isolation and separation. It's good to have those conversations. Besides all of that, real leaders read. So why not go ahead and give these books for these children to start reading like right now, add to their library. Okay, with that said, you all have an amazing day. Thank you so much and take care.